Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the MLG Spring Championship event. It's Championship Sunday for StarCraft 2 Heart of the Storm. Only 8 players remain in the tournament. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who woke up this morning. Hopefully you're having a good time. The crowd is actually pretty massive for this time of the day. I think I might still be asleep, but how can you sleep when such epic matches are going on? I know a lot of people watching on stream from Europe probably. It's a little bit later on in the afternoon there. Certainly probably thankful for the time slots here. But Jaedong versus Naniwa is what we're talking about right now. Naniwa currently up 1-0.
That's right. It was a crafty build there. It was really cool. You know, the more I think about the positioning of the Dark Shrine,
sure.
I wonder if he intended that to be the idea, is that they might see like a little bit of a bubble on their minimap or something. They'd assume it's a pylon because everyone puts a pylon there.
Yeah.
It was a really neat placement. Jaedong saw the edge of it, but he never was able to identify that it was in fact a Dark Shrine.
No, I think you're absolutely right, because if you scout that, you know, that's a huge investment for Protoss players early in the game, right? The Dark Shrine. It's a big representative of your, of your economy that you're getting at that point. So the ability to scout that is so important early on, and Jaedong is good enough to be able to react at the very least, not losing his natural, right? If you see that, you're going to put a spore, you're going to have detection, you're not going to lose your natural. But we'll have to see how these two players adjust in game number 2 as I introduce the players, beginning with the player in the bottom left, hailing from Sweden and representing the Alliance. Here's a blue Protoss player who's one win away from advancing to the next round of the MLG Spring Championship event. He is Naniwa. His opponent in the top right-hand location must win 2 in a row here to stay alive in the MLG Spring Championships. Representing Team Evil Geniuses, give it up for Jaedong.
Neoplanet S is a map a lot of Zerg players favor that fast Ultradis tech on.
Yeah.
Of course, because it's not super easy to take that fast third in any case. And also, one of the key elements of that Ultradis kind of type of rush play of ZVP is the fact that creep spread is super important because you need to have the queens in the battle. And Neoplanet S is a map where it's not too hard to push a creep right to your opponent's doorstep as long as you have the map control with the speed needs. Jaedong, of course, he used to favor that build, but lately he's really shown he likes more Roach Hydra play. And of course, if you give him the chance, he will switch over to Mutas. And if you let Jaedong get Mutas up, you're in for a rough ride, man.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it's interesting the different responses that Protoss players have been having in the current metagame to that Muta play. Is it okay to try to stick with just gateway units, with just stalkers, blink stalkers, heavily upgraded to deal with the Mutas, or is it absolutely required, absolutely essential to get those Phoenixes out? We'll see. Of course, that's a lot of predicting in the future. But Neoplanet is a very crafty map, a very technical map. There are 2 pathways across, one at the top and one at the bottom. Generally good potential for counterattacks. If you're sending your army one way, sending a group of Zealots the other way, or a group of Lings the other way, can be a great choice. Also, a lot of places you can potentially set up concaves as well as a defensive stance. So a lot of cool games happen on this map. Definitely set up for a treat here as Naniwa sets up for that Nexus after the gateway opening. Getting that Mothership Core first, once again, playing very safe. Meanwhile, Jaedong going for the pool first and then adding on that hatchery soon after. So very similar builds to last game, except this game, we'll have to see if Jaedong makes those 8 again in the beginning.
He looks like he's not going, of course. Only making 2 to scout around, you know, see if there's any probes on the map, make sure no pylons go up. Of course, Naniwa, he hasn't scouted yet, right? He hasn't left his base, which is something that a lot of players are starting to do more and more. Huck and Naniwa, just the idea is, you know what? I want all these probes mining minerals. I have a pretty good idea of the range of openings he's going to do anyway. If he tries anything super crazy early on, Mothership Core can deal with it without a problem. I'll scout later. I already know where he spawns, right? I mean, I'll scout once I already have all my infrastructure set up. And there he goes, setting that probe out now. Looks like he's actually going to try to sneak it along the very far left side of the map. I think he wants to get around any scouting Zerglings. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. Jaedong has a Ling right there. Let's see if Jaedong can spot this probe.
Oh. Yep.
Okay, he's going to see it. Now, Naniwa just wanting to recognize if there's a third or not. At this point, it looks like a drone is going up there right now to take that third base. Meanwhile, Naniwa...
He's gonna hide. I think he's gonna hide the drone though. Looks like it's going behind the minerals.
Ah.
Is the probe gonna spot it? No, it's not. It's gonna see there's no third base quite yet. And that could put on his radar about any funny business, but Jaedong's really just going to build that hatchery as soon as that probe leaves.
little bit of mind games going on here. Very important in StarCraft 2. Now, what Naniwa has been doing has been pretty interesting. Already has his Forge done. He's already starting +1, which is mildly interesting when he's opening up with a gateway opening. Typically, when you go for a gateway opening, you're going to see like the 3-gate pressure, right? Because you're getting the Cyber Core pretty darn fast, you're getting Warp Gate pretty darn fast, and you're able to get a lot of pressure going fairly early. Now, Naniwa kind of slowing that down a little bit by going for this very fast Forge, adding on the +1, and he's already added on a Stargate and going into Phoenix production. So it's not like he's attributing a lot of his resources to Gateway production, leaving some open to go for that Forge and go for that Stargate.
The timing of the +1 means that he could potentially do like a 6 to 9 Zealot attack behind the Phoenixes. We've seen some players do that in the past. And he's leaving that option open. He has a Pilot at the bottom. He can send Zealots up towards the 3rd on the right side. But look at this Jaedong. No, he's not going to spot it. Oh, he's still not.
Oh
he went right by it. But he's already getting 4 roaches. I think he's figured there may be some pressure behind the Phoenixes. Or maybe he just wants to put some... You know what? I think these roaches, he's getting them out early. Both one to deny this Zealot attack possibility.
Sure.
Put it in fourth, but they're pretty soon.
Got it, yep.
Wait until the last second, of course, Naniwa. The longer you wait, the more Zerglings you kill.
Yep.
And the Sentry hit points isn't that important. You'll regenerate your shields, and then the major engagements are usually in the back, or if they're in the front, they'll die instantly anyway. So
this is a little bit of a 50-50 play. I mean, Jaedong, if his 3rd was here, these Zealots would be fantastic. But the 3rd is at the top of the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to force him to make roaches, but he's already made those roaches anyway. So, of course, Naniwa doesn't know that. He wants to see if he can get a good trade versus Zerglings, maybe force the drones to move off. I expect him actually, he's going to go after the roaches. Oh, he's sending a few to distract the roaches, and then one's going to go ahead and scout and see what else he can see.
Yeah, but
pick off a drone or 2 here.
He's going to lose these Zealots, pretty much for free. Getting some drone kills is nice, but that's a lot of investment here from Naniwa. That's about 6 or 7 Zealots. Jaedong doing a great job pulling it off.
He all sacrificed himself for that 1 Zealot. He got 3 kills, so he did a reasonable job. But was it worth the sacrifice of that many Zealots? Probably not. Of course, the good thing is he was able to see his opponent had roaches, and the fact that Jaedong made those roaches that early, putting that in a position where he didn't really have to do a ton of damage with that Zealot attack. It was almost paid for itself just in the fact that Jaedong did make 5 or 6 roaches that early on.
Naniwa continuing it into Void Ray production out of that Stargate, also placing his 3rd at the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, Jaedong going for that Hydra's Den. It's about to finish up, so it's looking like he wants to go for that Roach Hydra composition. Of course, a potential weakness of that is maneuverability, right? We saw Jaedong try to kind of overcome that disadvantage by going for the Nidus play in the last game. So it makes you much more maneuverable with those Roaches, with those Hydras. And it's a nice response to Void Ray play, and look at this. Naniwa adding on 2 more Stargates, adding on +1 as well. We'll have to see if Jaedong can slow this 3rd down at all. I don't think Naniwa's going to let that happen.
Yeah, he's going to definitely try to warp it enough he needs to defend that. He already has the Mothership Core and a Void Ray defending that 3rd base. He has a few sentries down the field, and when you combine Void Rays and sentries, it's a very powerful force because Void Rays being air units can occupy a very small area with your whole army, and if you're in a small area, your opponent has to kind of cluster in to get at you, and of course that makes force fields much stronger as the battlefield gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Phoenix taunting these roaches from above.
He's just flying right on top of them. Of course, the reason he's doing that is because he wants to know where they are. He wants to know, are more roaches going to meet up with him? Did you see the Hydra? He did see the Hydra. He's going to back away now. Send in a more expendable Phoenix.
Yeah, look, I'm back. Just kidding, I'm fake. 4th hatchery being added on there. Now, has Jaedong identified the 3 Stargate play?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's seen at least. Well, there's.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first one that was made, and of course he saw. I think he saw 2, and if there's 2, it's 2 versus 3. It's actually not that big a difference. You can tell they're definitely going for some heavy Void Ray play. So now, the question is will Jaedong try to deny the 3rd base? Will he try to? Oh, look at this! A nice little Zealot attack here on the 3rd Jaedong.
Really cool move here from Naniwa. Jaedong trying to go for that hold position micro. Naniwa trying to track down those drones. Naniwa's up to 12 workers killed. Income is 68 to 64. Wow. That's a lot of workers killed there for Naniwa.
I mean, for just a few Zealots.
Sure.
I
think he killed 3 earlier.
Exactly. So 9. I mean, each Zealot took down 3 more drones. Extremely cost efficient there. And that's what you want. I mean, the thing is it's not like he's making a big investment. Almost all his income is going to build this late game Voider army. And so a few Zealots here or there are like nothing to him. If he can get some damage done, that's just amazing.
Infestation Pit on the way as well, and Passage Gland. So this makes me think that obviously he's going to be waiting for these infestors to get out before he tries to engage Naniwa, which means that this 3rd base is going to get up. And that's actually a 3rd base that's pretty hard to engage straight up as far as his ramp leading to it on the bottom right-hand side. Also a ramp leading up to on the left. What you want to do as a Zerg is kind of get in between the natural and the third base, try to attack each direction, force your opponent to be in an awkward position. But Jaedong looks like he's going to be holding back until he gets his infestors out.
In fact, this Naniwa putting on some pressure now, trying to deny Jaedong's fourth. This is a very common tactic when you use the mass Void Ray strategy. You say, you know what, the Zerg may be trying to rush the Vipers. If they're doing so, I want to hit them before they can get that out. Now, if you have this many Void Rays and Sentries, you can force field army away, snipe the hatchery, and recall out.
Looks like that's what he's going to do. Playing with fire here, though. The 6 infestors are about to fall out. There's a Time Warp, and Force Field going down there from Naniwa. Great micro, trapping about 6 of those Hydras and taking those guys out. But again, the infestors are about to pop out. Roach is able to run by into the natural expansion here of Naniwa, trying to get some economic damage done to his opponent. But meanwhile, the hatchery is going to be targeted down. I think we're going to see a recall fairly soon. Maybe not.
No, I mean,
he's biding his time.
Yeah, the Void Ray will clean up these roaches in the natural. I think he smells weakness. He knows, you know what, I killed 6 or 7 Hydras. Yeah. The roaches are some of my natural. He may be weak, and he's going to poke in here.
Infestors there. There's a fungal onto the Void Rays. Jaedong trying to trap those units, trying to get them for free. The Mothership Core coming forward. Can he get the Mothership Core? No, he's not going to get it. And Naniwa playing with fire.
Man, he cut that one close.
Wow.
27 hit points on that Mothership Core. You know what Jaedong did was really clever there? Mothership Core was coming in to recall. He fungled it.
Keep it from getting to the army.
He fungled it, so Naniwa had to pull the Void Rays back, and that delayed the recall by about a second. And man, that almost worked. And if it did, that could have been the game right there. But as is, Naniwa was able to save his army.
Jaedong coming forward. Naniwa backing up. Look out for the fungals. There's one snagging the Mothership Core and a couple of Voiders, but this Protoss army is so strong at this point, and Jaedong is running out of energy on those infestors. Not a big army there from Jaedong at all.
Yeah, I mean, he landed 1 or 2 fungals there, but if you can't chain a lot, or if you don't have Hydras to damage him, what happens is you just take the shields off, they regenerate the shields, and he really just kind of wasted energy there. And so now Naniwa might say, you know what, he's used all these fungals, he hasn't killed anything, so now is my chance to launch a counterattack.
Naniwa also adding on a Templar Archive. Storm is a great complement to the Void Ray heavy play. It looks like he's halted Void Ray production a little bit, trying to get 4 High Templars onto the field, so it looks like those are going to be made into Archons. Of course, if you want to get Storm, you wouldn't make those High Templars first. You'd make the Storm and then make the High Templars a little bit later to be as cost efficient as possible with the resources you have at the time. Naniwa advancing along the bottom middle side of the map. Jaedong is there trying to add on more spores, trying to set up that position, keep that 4th base alive, and also taking a base at the top left-hand location while trying to counterattack with roaches. That's not going to do much.
That's right. Jaedong's trying to just keep the battle on the right side, defend that base while taking all the bases on top left. And Naniwa really wants to push in here.
He's coming in here. Fungal going down onto all the Void Rays. Naniwa has to be so careful. Such a technical situation here, but Naniwa feels like he has a decent advantage to engage here. Force Field's going down, trying to isolate some of those Hydras. Very nice Force Fields, but more and more Fungal going down onto this Protoss army. A couple Void Rays being taken out. Also 2 Spore Crawlers here from Jaedong doing a lot of damage, but there's the prismatic alignment for the Void Rays, and Naniwa's army is so powerful.
There's just so much Protoss here. Archon's in the front, even doing some damage. But wait, there's only 1 Archon left. The Void Rays are starting to be hit by some Hydras flanking, but there's still, more Zealots come in. There's still about 8 Void Rays here. This 4th base is going to fall.
The Void Rays are still alive. Naniwa is going to deny this base once again. Drones are running for their lives. Jaedong trying to come up with an answer to all these Voiders, but having a lot of trouble. The Archons also supplementing brilliantly from below. Hydras, Queens coming forward. The Charge Boat's getting a lot of work done there on the ground as well. Naniwa keeping a lot of his Void Rays alive. Still very beefy units indeed, and Jaedong having so much trouble coming up with an answer.
He's trying to increment out some Hydras to deal with this. Of course, that's the really only thing he can do at this point, but Naniwa's army is so strong. Now, there is no Mothership Core with this, so if there are enough Hydras, those Void Rays could be taken out.
The Hydra's trying to make it happen, but the Void Rays, again, they're remaining alive. There's not enough, and now the Charge Boat's coming in from below. Jaedong throwing unit after unit at this Protoss army, but unable to make a dent, and now Naniwa charging into his opponent's natural expansion. Can Naniwa make it happen? Can Naniwa get the 2-0 over Jaedong?
He took out the 4th. Now he's in a natural. The Hydra then is vulnerable. We could focus that down. Jaedong's switching from Hydras to Roaches, realizing he's got to get rid of those Zealots before he can even worry about the Void Rays. But of course, the Void Rays will take out the Roaches very quickly as well, and the Zealot reinforcements seem never ending.
Are these the final moments for Jaedong in the MLG Spring Championship event? Naniwa with such a massive army in his opponent's natural expansion. He's ahead in supply, 156 to 69. Jaedong does not want to go anywhere, trying to remain alive in the tournament. But there's the GG, and Naniwa takes the 2-0. Calm, cool, collected. Naniwa with the 2-0 over Jaedong. Naniwa had a plan going in, and he executed.
He did. You know, game 1, DTs into Void Rays. Game 2, skipped the prologue, straight into Void Rays.
Naniwa, the final non-Korean in this tournament, is going to remain alive. And Jaedong is going to be out of the Spring Championship event, but what a run from him in this tournament. He took out a lot of fantastic players. Again, took down took down Stats 2-0 after losing to Deer. Jaedong is going to be top 8, but it's all about Naniwa at this point. Naniwa is going to advance on to face Deer, someone he hasn't yet played in this tournament.
That's right. We've seen a bit of both of their PvPs. Of course, we saw Naniwa take down Huck in a very determining fashion earlier. I think it was winners round 4. And of course, we saw Deer play another Kessler player, Stats. And Deer, his Blink Micro and force fields are basically unparalleled. So this is something that PvP, I think, is maybe his strong suit. But Naniwa has shown he's not afraid of a Brood War legend.
Sure.
So going against just a regular Brood War player, switching over to StarCraft 2, of course, he's going to come in pretty confident.
Yeah, Naniwa has played a few PvPs in this tournament so far. Of course, the match against Huck that went relatively convincingly in Naniwa's favor. Yeah, that's the only PvP he's played so far. So as far as the data we have, it feels like Naniwa is comfortable with the matchup. So I think it's a situation, yeah, there is Jaedong. Very well fought in this tournament, but unfortunately he will be out. He's going to take home some WCS points, though.
Exactly, and some cash.
And some cash.
Top 8, you get some money. Top 16 WCS points. I think he gets 225 WCS points for 8th place or 5th through 8th place finish.
Yep.
And that's a great win for him. Of course, Naniwa is going to be eager to continue on in this tournament. He's still the only non-Korean left. Next round, he gets another Korean player, Deer. If he wins that, he's up against, I think it would be Polt. There's still several rounds in front of him before he can take down this championship. He's won a MLG tournament a little while ago. I know he's hungry for his second MLG championship. Still
a lot of matches coming your way, guys, in the MLG Spring Championship event. But we got Naniwa on the stage with DJ Wheat. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Alliance Naniwa. Naniwa, you had a day to kind of prepare against Jaedong. Obviously, you're happy with the results, but how were you feeling going into the game? Think this was going to be a tough one? Were you pretty confident about this game?
I didn't think I would win the game, to be honest. I heard that he 2-0'd Stats, and I think Stats is a really good player, so I was expecting him to play a bit better than he did. I don't know why he didn't play his best today, but I think he's still a bit better than me overall, so I'm glad it worked out.
Fantastic. So you're one of the few, you're the only foreigner remaining as far as I know, and you've still got a couple of really tough matches in front of you, but MLG's been a stage you've always done really well on. I mean, do you like competing here at MLG events?
I like it a lot here. I'm not really sure why, but when I have to play a lot of games in a row, it really suits me. I don't like to have long breaks, but sometimes there's even long breaks here, so that's kind of unfortunate. But once I get into the playoff stage, I always do pretty well, I think. I don't know why. It's like when I fly 20 hours, I feel I have to win some games before I go home. So.
So your next opponent is Deer. And after Deer's victory, I believe in winners round 6, he was waiting for either you or Polt to advance. And he actually said, I would like to play Naniwa. So do you have any words for Deer? Are you prepared for this matchup?
I don't think I'm prepared at all for this tournament enough. I know that Deer is ranked 1 on Korea, so just like Jaedong, I'm not expecting to win, but I know I can win if everything goes my way, so I just cross my fingers, I guess.
All right, well, give it up for Naniwa. He goes on to face Deer in the next round. Naniwa, congratulations, thank you. We got more StarCraft 2 action here on Championship Sunday. Don't go away. We're sending it back to the desk.
Thanks a lot, Marcus. Great work as always. Of course, still plenty of matches coming your way at the MLG Spring Championship event. Next up on the stage, on the stream, We're going to keep watching Naniwa. We're going to keep seeing how the non-Korean is going to fare. The last non-Korean in this tournament, but this time he's going to play against Deer, and this is going to be a good one. Guys, this is the point where you call your friends, you call everybody in your family, and you tell them to tune into the stream. You go over to that area over there where there's like other games, and you say, you know, hey, come watch some StarCraft. Come watch some StarCraft, because we got some awesome matches coming your way. Guys, up next, it's going to be Naniwa versus Deer as the MLG Spring Championship event continues.